Meadows.
Thank you. How do you do it all? I promise I get asked that question at least once a week. How do you do it all? Honestly, y'all, I have no clue how I do it all. It's that question, how do you wear so many hats? How am you a wife, a boy mom? How do you do so much? How do you run a business? Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Chante Meadows, and I'm the CEO and founder of Meadows Counseling Group. Bet you didn't know you was gonna talk about mental health today, huh? As a CEO is an entrepreneur. That means I'm Chief Executive Officer. I am COO. I'm janitor, I'm decorator, I'm problem solver. As an entrepreneur, honestly, I'm constantly moving. That alone keeps me going. But honestly, the other part is I'm a mental health therapist. Myself and my team, we sit on a couch. You see the lovely therapy couch? Yes, we've got lots of those. We sit on the therapy couch and we talk about mental health. We talk about growth. We talk about hope. We talk about being overwhelmed, overstimulated, all the things going on in the world, and how do we show up as our best self. Also, one of the things I do is I do workplace wellness, mental health at work. Y'all, I know we don't like talking about mental health. That's something we all were taught. You keep that at home. You don't talk about that at work. But here's the thing. When you have a cold, are you only sick at home? Or if you go to the grocery store, aren't you sick there, right? Which means you're sick everywhere. Which mental health is just about that. It's everywhere we go. And we have to learn to talk about it. But my roles don't stop there, y'all. I also teach at The Ohio State University. I teach in the College of Social Work, teaching about how to show up in health and human services, how to do advocacy, how to do legislation, teaching in the next generation of social workers. My roles don't stop there, guys. They keep going. I'm involved in the NASW Ohio social workers. I'm involved in my church. I'm involved in my community. I'm out serving, not just on the mental health front, but around food, around how do we show up in the health and human services? How do we make a difference in the world? How do we impact each other? But honestly, this role right here, y'all, this is the one, it gets me. I have 4 sons, 16, 12, and 6-year-old twins. I'm married. My husband and I have been married 19 years, and that's my father. He's 76 years old. So I am surrounded by 6 males at all times. Do you know what kind of busyness that is? I'm constantly going. As I'm parenting up and I'm parenting down. Here's the thing. I'm literally learning TikTok dances with one teenager. The next moment I'm in a bounce house with another one. And I'm running a doctor's appointment to my dad. I'm an Uber. I'm trying to cook dinner. I'm a cheerleader. I'm constantly going. Y'all know all the roles. So now you kind of get a little idea why people ask, how do you do it all? So I had to take a moment. I was like, I don't. But the better question is, how do I sustain? How do I keep going? How do I show up every day to work? How do I show up for my clients? How do I show up for my students? How do I show up for my husband? And the reality is, I do not do it alone. I have a community. I have an amazing village of people who help me, whether it's carpool, whether it's cheer me on. Some days it's to listen to me do a speech and prepare. Some days it's to proofread an RFP that I need to get out. I have people helping me. That's how I sustain. I also sustain by operating in my purpose and my passion, which is how we show up. What are the things we care about? Where do we want to leave the imprint in the world? How do we want to leave the handprints? How do we want to show up for people? We operate in our passion and our purpose. That's how we make a difference. And mental health is mine. Here's one thing I've learned. Hurt people hurt people. But guess what, guys? Healed people, we can heal the world. We can make an impact. We can sustain change. We can sustain our lives. How do we go and help others? Is by healing ourselves, by acknowledging where we are. And here's the thing. It's this word self-care. Everyone uses it. But the reality is we have to take care of ourselves. Our mental health and our well-being has to be at the forefront of the conversation. Because you all, we are inundated with information that keep us overwhelmed and overstimulated all the time. So how are you taking care of yourself? That's self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. That's how I sustain. I mean, I have to do something to be intentional and purposeful to fill up my cup. It means I have to pause. I have to take a break. I have to give myself time to do the things that I need to fill my cup up. Do you know what those things are that fill your cup up? Of course, therapy. Y'all know y'all weren't gonna get a therapist up here when I wasn't gonna tell you to go to therapy. So that's my first cue. How do you sustain? You go to therapy. You learn how to get this stuff off so you're not carrying it. You learn coping skills and techniques so that you can show up for other people. Therapists can help you get the self-awareness, the skills to keep going. My other favorite way to sustain, y'all, is I love a beach. I love water. I love the sun. That does mean I have to leave Ohio occasionally to get the sun and the water all at the same time because, you know, winter is coming and it gets gray and it's rainy. But I had to figure out, how do I sustain? Me, I have to do things I love. I have to move my body. I sit on a couch or a chair all day. Did you know? I have to move my body. Movement is how we sustain. There's power in movement. Get your heart rate going. 20, 30 minutes a day can literally change and shift your mood. Are you moving or are you sitting all day? And here's the reality. Y'all also love a good nap. The likelihood I get it with 4 boys, not likely, but I do have a good sleep routine, meaning I make sure I go to bed at a certain time and wake up at a certain time. So I'm getting enough rest and I'm getting enough sleep because it can affect your mood. It affects how you show up in the world. The reality is I sustain because I look for community. I look for joy. I look for balance. I am not trying to do it all, but here's the thing. My mental health and wellness are a part of my sustainability plan, and community are a part of my sustainability plan, and showing up as my best self for my friends and family. So, my question to you, because I know we're all out here trying to change the world and make a difference, how are you sustaining? How are you taking care of yourself? Do you have your own sustainability plan? Are you taking care of your mental health and wellness? And the answer is, if you're not, I encourage you to do so today. You all, thank you.